How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new Cheating Craft anime episode discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we are going to be talking about Cheating Craft episode 2, guys. Another 12-minute skit out of this anime episode. And I gotta say, this anime episode was the battle-oriented episode. Like I said, guys, the first episode was all exposition, giving introductory to characters and plot and everything else included into what's going to be portrayed and happening in the episode. Now, episode 2 was the focus of the main characters, Shokatsu and Koi, I believe. Shokatsu and Koi. Yep, I believe that's what the names were. They have kind of like funky names, so it's kind of hilarious at the kind of gig that they're kind of throwing with. But nonetheless, guys, in this episode, we are actually witnessing the teachers, actually I say teacher versus the student and the freaking classroom, guys. And I thought to myself, holy snap, this was pretty exciting until throw all logic out the door and boom, that was it. The anime episode was just literally a ridiculous humor at how students actually cheat, and it begs you the question as to the kind of ideas that the animators have thought on this anime episode. And it kind of begs the question, like, is this the child? Is this like the mind of a child who is actually in high school? They're taking an exam and saying, oh my god, I have to do all these crazy techniques in order for me to get an A. And I'm thinking like, oh my god, this is freaking hilarious. And the way that they actually portray the main heroes is very, very hilarious too, guys. They're very detailed with the main characters in the anime episode, but yet the other side characters are less detailed. And it goes along this kind of like, then it makes the anime viewer question like, I wonder who the main characters are in the classroom. I wonder who they are. Huh. Nah, but seriously, guys, I still enjoyed the episode very much because it actually gets to show us what kind of powers and I would say kind of ridiculous stunts that these actual characters are doing. Now, granted, we had a person in there that was using mirrors to actually... It felt like... This is how it is, guys. It literally felt like it was basically parroting Naruto when in the first stage of the Chunin exams, when the kids were literally taking a Rin test and all of them were like basically cheating. Think of that scene right there and boom, you have Cheating Craft episode 2 right there. And I thought to myself, wow. The only difference between Cheating Craft and the Naruto Chunin exams part 1 is the fact that in the Chunin exams, they wanted you to cheat. In this one, they don't want you to cheat. And in this and I would say in Cheating Craft, the cheaters actually get eliminated. Or so we thought, which I kind of didn't get that part as well. Because there was a particular scene where some of the cheaters were actually cheating and they got caught cheating at some other folks. And then like they have like a security measure that's involved inside the classroom itself, guys. And you're here looking at it like, whoa. Did this person just get kicked out? And then next thing you know, later in the episode, he's still back at it again, and they fight the teacher in the same episode, guys. Don't get me wrong, that was actually pretty interesting, but after a while, it started like some of the key plots and things that were happening. It kind of didn't really make any sense, guys. There's a particular scene that I didn't quite understand is the teacher was drunk, yet he knew what he was doing. I'm like, I just thought he was drunk in general. I thought he was going to knock out, but apparently it was all a ruse, because anime logic always says the number one drunk person is always the strongest. But apparently this was proven wrong in this anime, because apparently the teacher had a really strong technique in this anime episode, and yet he still lost. He still lost, guys. And that was basically the end of the episode, guys, because as a matter of fact that it's basically all the students actually incorporated the idea that I actually explained in episode 1, where they actually band together to fight the teachers to actually overcome the test. And I thought to myself, yes, there's the logic that I was looking for, because it makes sense if you guys actually team up and actually, work together to get the answers instead of just one person getting the answer. Because I'm like here thinking, aren't you all trying to get up there at the same time? Unless it's going to be a lesson in another episode that's going to be involved with that, because then that would actually make sense to say like, you know, there's going to be some tests that are going to be involved that you guys are required to actually cheat together instead of cheating individually, because cheating individually can also hurt you too at the same time. And that's what I'm kind of getting off of this anime, guys. Like I said, it's actually pretty interesting in the way that it kind of incorporated. Granted, with all the silly, ridiculous stuff that's going on around the anime itself, guys. Now, that's still pretty hilarious. The one thing I didn't get is that the main character, Shokatsu, he kind of reminds me of, I would say, off of this old school anime called Read or Die, where basically the main characters have the powers to actually control paper. And that's what the main character Shokatsu can do. He can manipulate paper, or as like the teacher of the classroom said, oh, he can manipulate the wind. When I thought to myself, no, I think it's just the paper. I think he can manipulate the paper. If it was the wind, he would have actually pushed the teacher away instead of just controlling the paper itself. So I think he only controls the paper, not necessarily the wind itself. Unless that's like a variation of a wind technique that he has. Now that would be pretty cool. But no, he only controls the paper itself, because they explained in this anime episode the Shokatsu clan members' powers, and that was pretty, and like that actually intrigued me a lot, because I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of like a ninja almost, sort of too. He's coming from like this descent of clans where they actually control, like I said, they control the paper. And they have like secret techniques on cheating too, which is pretty intense. I like the way that he was doing this in the class, right? There's a particular scene where he literally, he has a piece of paper and he's cutting off the lead off the pencil, like as if he's like scraping to make like powder dust, and he blows it to reveal all the sensors that were in the class. I'm here thinking like, how is the teacher not noticing this? How is he not noticing anything that the students are doing? There's another student too. He had like, I would say like super bouncy balls, and he was like passing by it, and I'm like, wait a minute, how did they have the answers on them? Were they recording, or were they was it passing by the paper that it, like the lead of the paper got stuck to the ball? Like I didn't quite understand that. Like I said, it's just hilarious at the way they're kind of doing these things. It's hilarious. Chunin exams is a little bit better, don't get me wrong, but this is more like a parody of it. Even the main teacher felt like it was a parody off of Orochimaru, guys, because of the fact that he had this thing called the Jigan Eye, which is also parodying Yu Yu Hakusho, which is also parodying, I would say, the Get Backers, which is also parodying other anime that involves a demon eye in itself, because Jigan, if I remember, it literally stands for demon eye. And I thought to myself, this character had the most powerful technique, and yet he still lost because he wanted to take a sip of drink. Like seriously, guys. That's still hilarious. But that's it for today's episode, guys. Like I said, I enjoyed everything else. I actually enjoyed watching the Shokatsu technique clan members. I would say that like their paper ninja techniques, because for a fact that we actually get to look another one where it involved him, which was I think the most really cool one that he involved was basically he gets a piece of paper and he cuts it in half, and it's still written on it. And I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool right there. If I could actually do that in real life, my god, the things you can do with that. That's one of the tricks that I find most particularly interesting about this anime episode. But other than that, everything else is just ridiculous and hilarious itself, guys. Especially the guy there with the headphones who literally like hides bugs in there. And I'm like wondering, like, how many bugs do you have in the headphones? How many bugs do you have in there? How is no one hearing those bugs? If they were all squished together, I'm pretty sure they would be making a ruckus inside the headphones. Like I said, it's just hilarious in this anime, guys. Oh man. It's literally, this animation studio is literally great at parodying and just making people laugh. That's the thing about this animation studio. Props to this animation studio, guys. Give you props, guys. But like I said, guys, that's it for today's episode. Let me know down in the comments below, guys, what was your particular favorite scene, guys? Like I said, my particular favorite scene, like I said, was literally when Shokatsu actually cut the paper in half and literally made another copy of the test. Like, that was legit. That was legit, guys. Don't get me wrong. That was freaking legit. But what else did you guys think about the teacher himself, guys? Did you guys think the teacher would have actually OP'd the characters themselves? Because like I said, I personally felt that like the character would have actually won them all. He literally had them in the bag. I don't know how he lost, though, in my honest opinion. Like, if I saw a teacher doing that in real life, I would have thought to myself, you are really an irresponsible teacher. I would have just called him out and just said, man, forget you, man. I need a social worker. I need to get on you, man. You need to do your job right. Like seriously, if I failed that test, that's what I would have done. I would be like, oh man, do your job, man. Stop drinking on the job. Like I said, like it's just hilarious at the way they're doing the shenanigans, guys. Oh man, it's just hilarious, guys. But like I said, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, because I'm actually having a wonderful day right now, guys. I just got off of work and I saw this anime episode. I actually cheered up a little bit, you know, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it was just pretty funny at some of their hilarious antics, you could kind of say. And as always, guys, let's leave the video with, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fall 2016 anime related content or other otaku content as well, guys, because I'm going to bring more to the table for this channel, guys. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day. But this is Mr. Zen signing out.